Every project manager has missed one or more deadlines. Despite the best laid plans, Gantt charts, and milestones and check ins, the project somehow slips behind schedule. According to multiple industry surveys, about half of most projects still finish late. It's a systemic problem rooted in how we think, plan, and execute our activities. Deadlines are meant to keep us focused and accountable. However, they often become sources of stress and failure. To manage them better, we need to understand why projects run late, not just on the surface, but at a deeper psychological and organizational level. Project delays often start in our heads. Even with the best intentions, our brains are wired to misjudge time and complexity. Here are a few of the psychological issues that deadlines first. First, identified by psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, the planning fallacy refers to our insistent tendency to underestimate the time required for tasks, even when we've completed similar tasks before and we're late. This optimistic underestimation persists even in the face of contrary evidence. Closely related is optimism bias. It's the belief that we're less likely than others to experience adverse outcomes. This is evident in project planning through aggressive schedules, minimal contingencies, and a belief that everything will go smoothly this time. Two lesser known yet influential behavior phenomena, student syndrome and Parkinson's law, also play a role. Student syndrome is the tendency to delay work until the last possible second before a deadline, like a student who starts to cram the night before an exam. Even when time is available earlier, it's not used effectively. Since projects don't always progress as planned, this lack of adequate time buffer means the deadline is likely to be missed. Parkinson's law notes that work expands to fill the available time. Give someone 2 weeks to complete a task that takes 3 days, and it will likely take the whole time, the whole 2 weeks. Together, these behaviors inflate timelines and introduce risk. An increased risk means an increased likelihood of missing a deadline. While psychology plays a role, many delays stem from how projects are structured and managed. When the project scope is vague, this constantly shifting, or not well documented, teams can't aim for the target. This leads to wasted effort, duplicated work, and unclear priorities. Scope creep, when new issues, features, or deliverables are added midstream without proper analysis, derails timelines rapidly. Most organizations juggle multiple projects. Team members often work on several initiatives simultaneously, which introduces bottlenecks. This misalignment between assumed and actual capacity causes cascading delays, especially when critical path tasks are involved. For more on how project managers can successfully deliver multiple projects, please see our previous video, Master the Art of Multi-Project Management. Every project faces uncertainty. However, when risks aren't anticipated, mitigated, or budgeted for, they become surprise obstacles. Weather delays, supplier issues, and staffing changes are inevitable. But if the plan assumes perfection, the schedule will suffer. All projects can benefit from some level of risk management, and risk management should be applied proportionate to the firmness of the deadline. Projects are interconnected systems where activities are usually independent. A delay in one area can hold up downstream tasks. For example, one of my major projects, the lack of an appropriate testing facility delayed project completion by over a year while the proper test facilities were developed and procured. Without proactive coordination, teams may sit idle waiting for others to take action. On another project, a significant software release was made, but the customer couldn't fully take advantage of it because there was a supporting function that wasn't ready. The idea that all work streams can progress independently is often a myth. These deadlines don't happen in isolation. One slip often triggers a chain reaction. This is especially true for tasks on the critical path, the sequence of dependent tasks that directly determines the time needed to complete the project. One delayed task or handoff can add days, weeks, or even months to the schedule. Consider a flight delay at a busy airport. One late arrival can impact that gate schedule, delay departures, reroute crews, and even affect flights the next day. Projects behave similarly. A slight slippage, if left unaddressed, can ripple through the timeline, adding weeks or months to the delivery. Thankfully, there are ways to fight back. Delivering on time is about more thoughtful planning and execution. Strategies for hitting deadlines include use of data-driven estimation, calculate and insert needed buffers, embrace agile techniques for flexibility and adaptability, prioritize, 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 improve communication and transparency, and provide incentives for realistic planning. Instead of relying on gut feel, use historical data and consult experts. How long did similar tasks take in the past? What issues arose? Break down work into smaller measurable units. The smaller the task, the more data-driven the estimate, the more accurate the estimate will be. Adding time buffers is a common practice, but it is not often done. Padding each task individually leads to bloated timelines, and the extra time is usually wasted. This is an example of Parkinson's law at work. One approach to buffers originates from critical chain project management, which pools buffers time at the end of a task chain rather than scattering it throughout the project. This creates a project level buffer that absorbs variability while encouraging team members to work efficiently without inflating their estimates. Another approach is to conduct a thorough risk assessment. The estimated time value may be computed for each task. The ETV is the probability of the risk multiplied by the time impact of the risk. This can inform the amount of buffer needed for tasks with exposure to the risk and indicate the buffer required for the entire project. Agile methodologies are designed to accommodate uncertainty. Instead of planning everything up front, work is delivered in short sprints with constant feedback and adjustment. By time boxing and limiting scope within each iteration, Agile avoids many of the pitfalls of traditional scheduling. It's especially effective for complex, evolving projects that occur in software development. Deadlines often slip because teams try to do too much. Here, it's best to apply the Pareto principle because 80% of the project value usually comes from 20% of the features or deliverables. Focus first on the most impactful work and be willing to cut or defer lesser priorities. Many delays are preventable if you know they're coming. Regular check-ins, daily stand-ups, transparent progress tracking can help surface issues early. Project dashboards and visual tools like Kanban boards make work visible, allowing leaders to identify problems before they escalate. In many organizations, planners feel pressure to promise the impossible. Over-optimism is rewarded until the consequences arrive. A healthier culture encourages truthfulness over heroics. Reward teams for accurate forecasting and early identification of risks. When people feel safe admitting uncertainty, the whole project benefits. Sometimes a deadline is immovable due to a product launch, legal compliance date, or significant event. In most cases, the only option is to adjust the scope or resources. Triage becomes essential. Can the work be crashed by adding more people? Can tasks be fast-tracked by overlapping them? These techniques carry risks such as burnout, rework, or budget overruns, but they may be necessary trade-offs. For more information on managing fixed schedule projects, please see our previous article, Manage Fixed Schedule Projects Successfully. Deadlines don't have to be disasters waiting to happen. The truth is that projects often run late due to how we estimate, plan, and behave individually and collectively. By understanding the psychology behind missed deadlines, identifying structural pitfalls, and applying more innovative planning methods, we can reclaim control. Realism, transparency, and agility are the new tools of effective time management. Respecting the science of scheduling is how projects get delivered on time without last-minute overtime or broken promises. The next time you set a deadline, don't just hope for the best, plan for reality. That's how you stop delays before they happen. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate you as our audience. Please like, share, and consider subscribing to the channel so we can reach 1,000 subscribers this year. As always, take care, and I'll see you soon with another tip.